Hi. Good afternoon. Thanks for Dr. McCarran for bringing that amazing speech. Before I came today, I thought it was going to be a boring event. But it was only after I got here, when I got to meet the speakers with inspiring ideas and the audience who are passionate about this event, that I realized otherwise. So today, my theme is the potential of everything to be anything. But what does that really mean? So for example, my idea about this event went from being boring to being interesting and inspiring. But how did that come to be? Was it just a sudden moment of change? I don't believe so. Let's try to put this in the context of life. So today my brother Thomas here is in the audience. Hi Thomas. And he would usually complain to me that his friends are annoying. They frustrate him, annoy him, even sometimes prank him and bully him. And being the bigger brother that I was always, I felt responsible to extend a helping hand, right? I would say, hey Thomas, is it possible to think of them in a positive light, to see them as fun friends? Well, obviously it is possible, but is it possible for his friends to be two things at the same time? To be annoying and to be fun? Well, my brother's friends aren't Schrodinger's cats, but it is certainly possible. And what this example illustrates is that how you think of the world is how you will see the world. And my brother sees his friends as annoying. Even when they're enjoying a fun time together at the amusement park, he would believe that they're only putting on a show. But if he thinks of his friends as being fun, then even when his friends are playing a prank, he would treat it as a joke. So now, this illustrates this idea. Let's try to put this into practice. So let's play a very simple game. Guess the character. Who do we think this is the silhouette of? Any ideas? You can shout it out. Okay, Mickey Mouse, of course. Because in our experience, the silhouette of Mickey Mouse is created by a larger circle with two smaller circles for its ears. And this is our experience and assumptions. But what if I were to tell you that it was not Mickey Mouse? Okay. So this shows us how we think of the world can influence how we see the world. Because our experience and assumptions tells us that a silhouette seems to be that of a Mickey Mouse, we would see it as a Mickey Mouse. But we were wrong. Now, let's take another look at another example to show you what emptiness means. This is a pen, or so we see it. As humans, we see it as a pen because our experiences tells us that a round cylindrical object with an ink tube inside it is a pen. This is how we're taught since we were young, and yet so we assume it to be a pen. But for my dog, he thinks it's a chewing toy, and this is because round cylindrical objects that can fit his mouth is great thing to nibble on. Who is right in this case? Obviously, we're both right, although we're biased to say that pens are manufactured for the purpose of writing. That's because we're placing it in a human context. For dogs in a dog context, it is a chewing toy, and that is also right. So this shows the emptiness trait of this pen. The pen has the potential to be anything. So does everything else in your life. A pen could be both a chewing toy and a writing tool. My brother's friends could be both annoying or fun. But what does this have to do with your life? Okay, what if I told you emptiness could change your life? You would not believe me. You would say, Henry, how do you expect me to change my life by telling me that nothing in my life has an inherent meaning? Well, I have a little activity for you. This is a blank room, and I want it to represent how your ideal life is. When you get home tonight, maybe, try to put in objects that you want to symbolize your ideal life. Put in everything. It could be money, cars, skyscrapers, entire New York, anything you want. But then I want you to delete anything that you feel like is impractical, and you just put it in there so you can prove me wrong. Please don't do that. Be honest with yourself. Okay, maybe do this when you're home. The purpose of this activity is to form a mental image of what you want, right? If you want to change your life, remember, how you think is how you'll see the world. You want to think of the mental image of your life. It has to be specific, detailed, and all that. Then we can move on to be hands-on and turn it into reality. So what do I do with it? Well, what we want to apply is called seed intelligence. And seed intelligence is based on the idea of mental imprints. Mental imprints are kind of like a point of view VCR that goes on in your brain. It is a part of you so you can never lie to it. It takes pictures of your actions and your thoughts at 60 frames per second. So whatever you do, whatever you think, it will be recorded by mental imprints. But what does this mean? So mental imprints are a VCR of your life. They track what you do, and because they are seeds, they yield fruits in the future, according to 4 rules. First, you get what you plant. For example, if my ideal life is to be filled with kindness, then if I plant seeds of kindness, meaning that I'm empathetic and compassionate to other people, I will get that in reciprocation. The second law is the strength of seeds increases over time. So if I were to be kind for maybe all my life as opposed to just 1 month, more people would be kind to me and they will be kinder to me. And the third law is nothing happens without a seed. So you don't get kindness if you don't plant seeds of kindness, and vice versa. You don't get people being evil to you if you don't plant seeds of evil. The fourth law is what you plant always happens. So if you're kind to other people, they will essentially ultimately be kind to you. If you're evil to others, that's also what you will get back one day. So these are the 4 rules of seed intelligence. It shows us how we can turn our mental images into reality. Think about what you want, right? And then try to plant those seeds. If you want to be rich, for example, as I imagine a lot of you would want to be, then you have to be generous with them. For example, you might want to help others get rich. You might like to extend a hand to those who need help. And this is what you will get in return. Okay, so you might ask, okay, Henry, that sounds very selfish. You're only helping others so you can gain something for yourself. Well, no, because if we recall the concept of mental imprints, it is within yourself. You can't lie to it. And if you extend a hand of kindness with unfaithfulness or dishonesty, what will be recorded in your mind is not kindness. Instead, it will be unfaithfulness and dishonesty. And guess what? That's what you will get in reciprocation. What the concept of seed intelligence shows is that when helping others to plant seeds for yourself, when you're doing good deeds, you're planting good seeds, and you will get those good seeds in reciprocation later on in your life, which will help change your life or meet any end you want. Now, edginess is a Buddhist idea, but what I'm trying to show is that it is not just a philosophical abstraction, but rather it is a way to transform your relationship with the world. And we do that through seed intelligence, by turning our mental images into what we see. Now, if there is one thing I want you to take away, is that everything has the potential to become anything. And for you, that means you can dream, learn, do, and become anything that you want. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry, for that wonderful talk. And hopefully that also changed my life. And if it doesn't, you're in big trouble, Henry. So now let's give another warm round of applause to our second student speaker, and also a rather philosophical talk, Oscar Joe, bringing the meaning of meaninglessness.